Hi, I'm Jason Davis, and I'm here at the Royal St. Kitts Marriott Resort for the Tasting Showcase. It's one of the activities organized by the Ministry of Tourism surrounding Restaurant Week 2017. They've allowed vendors, both food and non-food companies, to occupy a space here and show the patrons and the visitors what they have to offer. So let's take a look and show you what's in store here at the Tasting Showcase.
The Honorable Lindsay Grant, Minister of Tourism and many other things, and Mrs. Grant, Ms. Carleen Henry Morton, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism on St. Kitts, Mr. Alistair Edwards, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture for St. Kitts and Nevis, Mr. John Hanley, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism on Nevis, Dr. Tracy Challenger, current Acting Director of the Department of Agriculture on St. Kitts, Dr. Jerome Thomas, former Director of the Department of Agriculture, Mrs. Dianelle Taylor-Williams, Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Federal Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Augustine Merchant, Country Representative for ICA, Mr. Alistair Williams, Executive Director of the Tourism Events Unit in the Federal Ministry of Tourism. Our hosts at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort, we're so grateful to you today. And also we're grateful to our sponsors, Carib Brewery, Opus Fine Wines and Spirits, Rams Limited. Also, Sasha the artist is here. We'll hear more about her as well, but she's sponsoring some great events here with us this year for Restaurant Week. TDC, Soul, Freedom FM, Win FM, Sugar City FM, and others as well, the Hotel and Tourism Authority for St. Kitts and Nevis. Participating restaurants, agro-processors, craft artisans that are here with us today, and the media, thank you. We have a short speaking program, and to kick it off today, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Carleen Henry Morton, Permanent Secretary in the Federal Ministry of Tourism, for a welcome and an introduction to Restaurant Week and why we're here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. Kathleen, of course, didn't mention herself, but I want us to put our hands together for Kathleen and her team. She is our chief coordinator for the Restaurant Week, and she has been working on Restaurant Week for the 3 years, I think, that it has been in existence. So thank you very much, Kathleen, and the entire team. I would like at this time to adopt the protocol that Kathleen has already established. And I wanted this time to say a special good afternoon to everyone who is here. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the 3rd annual St. Kitts Restaurant Week Tasting Showcase. And let me say again, thank you very much for sharing your Sunday afternoon with us. We especially thank the St. Kitts Marriott Resort for hosting us today, as they did last year for this very special event. We also thank the sampling of restaurants who have come out to preview their Restaurant Week menus today. We have over 40 restaurants on St. Kitts and Nevis participating in Restaurant Week this year. Just yesterday, we were in Nevis, the sister island, and they had their tasting showcase. They had something like 12 different entities on display, and it went extremely well. So let us put our hands together for PS John and his team there in the back. Thank you very much, John, and your team from the Nevis Ministry. And thanks for coming over today to support us. Just like Restaurant Week itself, today is a celebration and a chance to taste some of the local dishes focused on this year's theme, yam. And it is an opportunity to meet some of our talented artisanal producers who make creative, delicious, top-notch and well-packaged products day in and day out in the Federation. We hope you will connect with them, get their contact information, and begin to become a local customer of theirs, as many of us have since we have encountered them. Restaurant Week is a partnership of the agriculture and tourism sectors designed to further several objectives: to stimulate and improve local production of strategic products, to strengthen linkages between agricultural production and local consumption, promoting local sourcing of food by hotels, restaurants, and us, the consumers as well, to drive traffic to our dining establishments during the slow time of the tourism year, and to provide added incentives for us to enjoy our own world-class restaurant scene as domestic tourists. Restaurant Week is strategically scheduled in July to take advantage of abundant produce in this time of year, and also to boost our economy during the slow season. Just like Music Festival, CPL Cricket, Nevis's Mango and Food Festival, and other similar activities. When we think of tourism, however, too often we think only of the international visitors to St. Kitts and Nevis. We need to remember that a key mission of Restaurant Week is to involve our local persons so that we too can enjoy our own tourism product at affordable rates. We are domestic tourists, and we are actually, individually and collectively, we are our ambassadors. Our satisfaction, our enjoyment of life, when we go out and about in our home, we are actually preparing ourselves to market what we have on St. Kitts and Nevis. You can't market what you don't know about. So it is very important that you go out and you taste and you ask questions and you know about St. Kitts and Nevis, what we have, what we're able to produce, so that when you go abroad, as you mingle with visitors when they come to the island, you are very informed and you can answer questions and you can tell them about St. Kitts, not just what they walk around and see. Let them know there is so much more to St. Kitts and Nevis. In fact, we at the Ministry of Tourism, we are currently conducting a resident satisfaction survey to take the pulse of our local residents' views regarding our tourism product development on St. Kitts. We, of course, often hear of visitor satisfaction surveys, but a key component of sustainable tourism development, which underpins our approach at the Ministry of Tourism, is the involvement of the community and your satisfaction with how tourism is taking place in your own home country. So please visit the tourism table. It is at the front of the room just when you're coming in. Take a couple of minutes and complete the survey so your views can be counted. It's right as you begin coming in to the area. Please pay Diane and her team a visit. We want to make sure that we capture your views and your opinions. Lastly, I want to acknowledge that Restaurant Week is importantly a true partnership between Nevis and St. Kitts, and this is immensely important. Nevis and St. Kitts have much to learn from each other. Nevis does many things exceptionally well, and frankly, Anyvision has now won the Restaurant Week Local Ingredient Challenge twice of the 3 times that we have had the competition. And St. Kitts does quite a number of things very well, and Nevis can learn from us as well. So we encourage and we are nurturing and fostering that exchange and that relationship. The synergies and symbiotic relationship between our twin islands are only strengthened by our collaboration and partnership on matters of critical importance to our national economy, such as agricultural production and, when we can, tourism as well. We are so pleased to see the participation of Nevis restaurants growing year after year, as well as here on St. Kitts, because truly the dining scene in our federation as a whole is world class. We look forward to tasting here today, and please get ready to dine out. Please get ready to dine out. I'm hoping that we would have already put aside some monies so that we can go to a number of different restaurants. Don't go to the same old restaurants that you would normally go to. Try some new restaurants. Dine out as much as you can during Restaurant Week, beginning this Wednesday, July 19th, and continuing through July the 30th. I wish all of the restaurants, all of the eating establishments, all of our food vendors and caterers, I wish you well, and may you have new customers by the end of Restaurant Week 2017. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mrs. Morton. And now we'd like to welcome Mr. John Hanley, the Acting Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Tourism of Nevis, for warm greetings and welcome from the Nevis end of things and the Nevis restaurants who are participating in Restaurant Week.
Pleasant good afternoon to everyone. I'm going to be very brief because I realize that it is a bit warm on the inside. I simply want to bring you greetings, very warm greetings from the island of Nevis. And as Mrs. Henry Morton has been saying, I am a firm believer in the collaboration between both islands. As she said, the islands have much to learn from each other. I think that we have been working very well with each other in terms of Restaurant Week, and we have seen some very good synergies between the two islands. So I want to encourage all of us to support Restaurant Week. It is a very good initiative, and I think if all of us put our best foot forward when it comes to Restaurant Week, whether it be the restaurants in terms of creating those wonderful yam dishes, or in terms of us as the patrons and the customers, I think that Restaurant Week can be a very great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now we have a few logistical things on Restaurant Week that I'll move through very quickly, but there are some highlights that just from a nuts and bolts standpoint, we want all of you here to know about Restaurant Week. As you know, Restaurant Week is coming up July 19th, which is this coming Wednesday. We're T-minus 3 days and counting to Restaurant Week. And it continues July 19th to 30th. So the main event of Restaurant Week, of course, is the special menus that are cultivated by the restaurants throughout St. Kitts and Nevis. We have over 40 restaurants participating at 3 price points for dinner, US $60, US $40 for 3-course meals, all tax included, and also dinner specials at US $20, and lunch specials as well from many restaurants throughout St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to remind you, please, to like the Facebook page. It's St. Kitts Nevis Restaurant Week on Facebook. And also visit the website, restaurantweek.kn, because all of the listings of restaurants participating, as well as the menus, are now going up. We have almost 75% of all the menus on the website right now. So you can look, make your plans, start picking which restaurants you want to visit, and take out your calendar and really make your plan for dining out for Restaurant Week, July 19th to 30th. We also we want to emphasize a special and more category this year. And this and more category is for food purveyors that don't necessarily have a brick and mortar store, but they're selling great processed foods and natural foods, and they're available for ordering, and some of them have their products available at other stores, at outlets on St. Kitts and Nevis on special from July 19th to 30th. So please check out two of the three are actually here with us today, and I want to call them out. They're just right over here. Salubrity, which is selling a Vegenaise, which is an alternative to mayonnaise that has yam as one of the ingredients. So could the Salubrity team just raise your hands over there and we can take a look? Let's give them a round of applause for coming on board. You really want to try this Vegenaise. It's delicious. And you know, it's just one of the many things that the team is working on that they're offering year round. But they've done this special product and it does have yam in it, which of course is our feature ingredient. Also, we have with us Yaffine. Could the Yaffine team you've probably seen them, but they're right over here selling, of course, fine natural foods, including they've won the dessert category of the Yam Challenge with their no-bake yam bar, which will be available throughout Restaurant Week. And we also have Indulge SKN, which is offering yam-based baked goods for Restaurant Week. So lastly, I just want to mention also, we have all new this year Restaurant Week experiences, which are special events that are taking place at restaurants throughout St. Kitts and Nevis, and they are pre-dinner tastings. Many of them are free of cost, so you can really take advantage and get yourself some nice tastings during Restaurant Week. And there are a few special dining experiences as well. They're all brought to you by our sponsors. And the full schedule of events is on the Facebook page, it's on our Instagram page, it's on our Twitter feed as well. But you want to like us on Facebook, take a look at the schedule. Again, take out your calendar. And three I want to highlight in particular. So Carib Brewery, which is with us right now, thank you for coming out today. They're offering a Carib Brewery tour that's taking place on Monday, July 24th. So this is free of cost, but only 15 persons can sign up. It's a limited availability. So if you're interested in this brewery tour, where you'll get to see the full brewing and bottling process and get to taste what's brewed, it's going to be really interesting. I'll be there if I can get on the list, but please email sknrestaurantweek@gmail.com or send us a Facebook message to register. It's going to fill up. It's already filling up. We also have Opus Fine Wines and Spirits is offering 2 free wine classes where you can come taste and learn about wines and how they're made and what the differences are between them. That's happening this coming Thursday on Nevis at Golden Rock from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. That's a lunchtime event. And then on St. Kitts, Opus is holding a wine class on July 29th, which is a Saturday. So check that out. Also, email sknrestaurantweek@gmail.com to sign up. We have Sasha the artist here. Sasha, there she is. Round of applause for Sasha. Thank you, Sasha. We're so pleased to have Sasha, the artist, on board this year. She normally offers her paint and sip experiences, which many of us have enjoyed, to become artists for the day, and she provides all the supplies and the liquid confidence, as she likes to say. This year we have her on board offering Prosecco paint and dine experiences that are powered by Rams as well, so thank you, Rams. Rams will be providing the Prosecco. Sasha makes you into an artist, and you get to paint and sip, and then you're following that with the 3-course Restaurant Week meal at Jamrock on Saturday the 22nd and at Spice Mill on the 30th of July. So those are just a little sampling of what we have. Those are a ticketed event, so that paint, sip, and dine experience is $65 US or $175 EC, which is a great deal considering you get all of the painting, all of the sipping, and all of the dining 3 courses all included in that. And then finally, the last one I'll mention is Serendipity and Opus Fine Wines and Spirits have partnered together to create a very, very special wine pairings dinner. So it's a 3-course meal at Serendipity. Get a load of this. It's a 3-course meal with wine pairings provided by Opus with every single course. It's a steal of a deal at $60 US or $160 EC, and that's all tax included. And if you take a look at Serendipity's menu, it is really, really quite something. So for that as well, tickets are available. Tickets for all of the Sasha events and the Serendipity Wine Pairings Dinner are available at the Ministry of Tourism, or step in Fort Street at Opus itself, or at Serendipity in the case of the Wine Pairings Dinner. So the long and short of it is, if you're interested in any of those experiences, find me, email sknrestaurantweek@gmail.com, or send us a message on Facebook. So, all of that said, I would next like to introduce, of course, Restaurant Week is the marriage of agriculture and tourism and building those market linkages between the producers and their customers. And so next, I would love to introduce Mr. Alistair Edwards, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, who has a very exciting announcement of a new market access tool and some welcome and remarks from the agriculture perspective. So thank you.
Good afternoon all. Let me start by adopting the protocol so ably established earlier. And right off the bat, I would also want to apologize for the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, who's the Minister of Agriculture et al. He is busy taking care of business at our constituency event. This year is the third year of Restaurant Week, and as you heard before, it's really an offshoot, started with a Ministry of Agriculture event, Eat Local Day. But we at the Ministry of Agriculture, we recognize that tourism is the #1 driving sector in the Federation, and we are so judicious to always want to remain close. Hence the event Restaurant Week, which is spearheaded by tourism, again we want to keep close. You would have heard the objectives before. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism mentioned them: local production, strengthening linkages, promotion of local foods. And I stopped there because that's the area that we want to focus on this afternoon. And I like to tell stories, but this story is going to be a very, very short one before we go into the demonstration. Someone once said, if I can get it local, that would be great. Quoting Barnaby Jones, July 16, 2017. And so I'm very pleased to announce that yes, we can tell you where you can get it, what you can get, who has it, what price, when. And this is by introducing the ministry's very own web portal called AgroFresh KN. Those of you in the back who may want to draw a little closer, is very excited. I'm very excited about it because it's a portal that can tell you, or will tell you, all about the production area in the Ministry of Agriculture. Not just the ministry, the department, but also the farmers, fishers, agro-processors. They are there. These persons can have their own, what's the word? Little portal or store, like a vendor store. It looks just like one of those international websites. And we also have international persons working with us. At this stage, I want to say thank you to Mr. Augustine Merchant. I saw him in the audience earlier. He was the one who, there he is. He was the one who used his offices to help sponsor this program. It's one that we've been after for quite some while. It cost a pretty penny, and through Mr. Merchant's efforts, he was able to get some funding for it. Maybe not enough, but still, we are very, very grateful for Mr. Merchant's input in this program, in this development of the web portal. We don't have many local producers on board as yet, but I'm sure once you've seen the demonstration and they've heard about it from you, they'll be calling as early as Monday to get on board. I don't want to take up much more of your time, but I want to draw your attention to the screen where we can walk through the capabilities and the potential of this website. We have with us Ms. Ophelia Blanchard, who is the e-government coordinator, who helped in a large way along with colleagues in developing this website. I'll go closer to about different ways that you can explain further.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I would like to adopt the also have 2 stores of Nevis. So Nevis Agriculture Abattoir, Nevis Agro-Processing Center. So let us suppose you're looking for pork chops or even fresh cut beef local. Then you can actually go to Nevis Agriculture Abattoir and their store you can get a whole host of locally produced ground chicken, seasoned pork roast, fresh pork bacon, and you can proceed. Just like on Amazon, it's similar. You can see a product, you can place the order, and the order goes straight to the vendor. So if you actually proceed to order online, then you can actually go and the order would actually be sent to the Nevis Agriculture Abattoir. And then they can see your order and they can contact you and proceed. So as we go back to the home page, there are sections so you can actually do a quick search. We don't have any yam producers here as yet, but we are hoping to use this opportunity to encourage farmers who are producing yam and other produce to come on board. So here we have different sections with fruits and vegetables. We're going to look at meat and seafood. We don't have any fish yet, but meat. We have organic products. We have a section to promote organics. And then we also have Yaqui and Floral store. So we have cosmetics, we have flour and meals, drinks, sauces, and of course the agriculture store. So the farmers want to be able to buy their family needs, seedlings, fertilizers, they can actually place an order as well. So I would just like to take the opportunity to invite you to visit the site, and I'm sure you're going to find at least something that you would want to order from our local producers. Thank you very much.
I believe a better round of applause is all for the AgroFlex to end. Well, there's not much more to say other than I think that answers a number of questions for especially our hotels and restaurant and service sector who would always wonder, where can I get local produce? No longer you have to take up the phone, it's at the click of a finger. Thank you all very much.
Okay, so lastly, we just want to recognize, we had, of course, every year we have the Local Ingredient Challenge, which is the nationwide, federation-wide competition for the best dish in the federation that's using the theme local ingredient from Restaurant Week that year. So of course, in 2015 we had the Breadfruit Challenge, last year we had the Pumpkin Challenge, and this year we had the Yam Challenge. So, I know that not all of the winners and runners-up are present here today, but I know that some of them are, so we'd like to recognize those. So if you do hear your name and you're here, please come forward to receive a prize. And if we could have Minister Grant come up, as well as Mrs. Morton, Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Tourism, and John Hanley, if you would as well, and Mr. Edwards, if you would come up to the front, all of you, to help award these prizes for those that are present, that would be wonderful. So please come up to the front, Mrs. Morton, Minister Grant, Mr. Hanley, great. So the first one, of course, we had the live cook-off, was to decide the winner of the Yam Challenge for the entree and appetizer categories. And so we want to recognize with her pumpkin soup, which is a menu item now on the Restaurant Week menu of the Sunset Cafe at Timothy Katiana Robin, who's a chef at Sunset Cafe at Timothy Beach Resort. Please come up and accept your prize, Katiana. Congratulations. Also, another runner-up from the other runner-up, because there were 3 finalists and 3 competitors in the live cook-off. The other runner-up is Joel Huggins, the chef from Vibes Beach Bar. Joel, I'm not sure whether you're here with us today, but Joel will also get a prize as well for his dish was the crusted mahi-mahi with yam puree, I believe. I can't remember the exact name of the dish, but it was delicious, and he was also a runner-up. So congratulations, and I believe his dish will also be on the menu for Restaurant Week at Vibes, so check that out for sure. Darren DaCosta, I'm not sure whether you're here, the mixologist from Vibes who won the Yam Challenge in the beverage category with his Yam Delight. And I don't think that he is, but we will also award him with a prize. We have Mertrice Sedan, I know she's here, who was the winner in the dessert category. Please come up, Mertrice Sedan, for your prize. The no-bake yam bars will be available. They're right over there, actually, at Yafine's table. And these yam bars, these new energy bars, it's a dessert bar that's delicious, will also be available at Rams Bird Rock, as well as at, where else are they going to be available during Restaurant Week? There's one more, John, there's one more prize you can carry. Right here, just one more prize. Congratulations. And last but definitely not least is the grand prize, the winner of the 2017 Yam Challenge decided by Live Cook-Off is Chef Larry Monrose from the Ocean Terrace Inn. A huge round of applause to Chef Monrose. And Minister, if you could award Chef Monrose's prize. It looks small, but it's not small. It's actually 2 nights, 3 days at Petition Hill for Chef Monrose. So thank you very much to Petition Hill for sponsoring this prize. And it's also 200 pounds. We want to thank especially Saul for providing 200 pounds of gas vouchers for each one of the contestants from the live cook-off. So thank you very much to Saul, our sponsor. And huge congratulations to Chef Monrose. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you. All right. So we will have to do the raffle now. We'll do the raffle now because we won't maybe want to come convene again. So we do have a raffle now. We're raffling off dinner for 2 at Poinciana Restaurant right now. So in order to, I didn't mention the dish, so I want to ask is absolutely critical, and just we're very grateful for you coming out here today. So we can't wait to see what you have to offer July 19th to 30th. The menus are already going up on the website. Everyone, please give all of the participants who showed up today a really big round of applause. Thank you. And enjoy the rest of the tasting. Thank you very much.
And of course, the Ministry of Tourism is spearheading all of the events surrounding the Tourism Week, including the Taster Showcase. And with me is the Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Lindsay Grant. Tell me about today's event. How has it been going so far?
Well, it's looking wonderfully well. As you can see in the background, there are crowds moving around, not only tasting, but also actually viewing the vendors and what local products they're making. In fact, I'm actually happy to see the amount of vendors here today. And last year we had a similar expo, and it's very interesting to see the quality of the products that we have our locals doing. And it's important for them to be able to showcase this not only to us, the locals, but also to showcase it to visitors and at least get some exposure in terms of selling in the future. I think it's a wonderful day. The tasting is going pretty well. I haven't had my fillers yet. I think I've tasted about 2 or 3 of the stations, but I'm getting around. But I think all in all, it's going very well this afternoon.
Now, can you compare last year's event compared to this year's staging?
Well, I think last year we were able to get a bigger venue at the Marriott. I don't know what's the issue now, why we weren't able to get that same area. Nevertheless, it's still an area that is adequate, and as you can see, I think we have maybe 100+ persons here at the moment. We're not too congested, so I hope when people are flowing through it doesn't get too congested, because the area is a bit smaller than it was last year.
What about the turnout last year compared to this year in terms of participants and the crowd?
Well, in terms of participants, I think we're having more participants this year. In terms of the crowd, it's pretty early. I think we started at 2. It just probably means to 3. Still a decent crowd, but I expect a couple hundred more this afternoon.
So this is the, I think, 3rd or 4th restaurant week that's been held in St. Kitts Nevis. Can you tell me, what have you seen come out of it? I mean, has there been an impact for St. Kitts and Nevis of the staging of Restaurant Week?
This is the 3rd year. I think the impact has been more of an awareness for local persons as to the variety and the depth and the breadth of the restaurants we have both in St. Kitts and Nevis. As you would recognize, this same tasting event that we're having here today, we had it yesterday in Nevis. And so the good thing about it is we're getting a lot of collaboration both between the Ministry of Tourism in St. Kitts and the Ministry of Tourism in Nevis, and that augurs well for the future. I think over the last 2.5 years our collaboration has been pretty good. We expect to continue it, because we believe that twinning the 2 islands is much better than having them separate.
Thank you very much, Minister Grant. That was Minister Grant speaking to us about the growth of the Tasters Showcase as part of the Restaurant Week for 2017, and we're going to be visiting some of the stalls and speaking to the chefs and the other vendors to find out exactly what they're bringing to the Tasters Showcase. Tell me about, how do you feel being a part of the Taster Showcase today?
Well, it's always an honor to be part of the Ministry of Tourism's Restaurant Week, and I feel honored and to share my work, my delicious work, and it's always a great feeling to be amongst all my other peers. Yeah.
Cool. What would you like people to know about the food that you're showing off here?
It's awesome. Tastes great, very delicious, very affordable. As you know, Restaurant Week makes the meals possible for everyone. So at the veranda we have finer dining, which goes for 60 US, and at the Fisherman's Wharf we have casual dining, and the menu goes for 40 US.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Can you start off by telling me your name and the company that you represent?
Yeah, my name is Ayenda Osborne, and my company is Yanda by the Sea, Notong Bay Road.
What products have you brought here for this showcase?
Well, today I brought some curry yam and some yam pie.
Curried yam, that's interesting. Tell me about that.
Well, it's just basically, you do some potato salad, the same kind of format, but with the curry and a lot of seasoning. Nice.
How do you feel being a part of this showcase today, tied to Restaurant Week?
Well, it's a good feeling because you get to reach different folks who wouldn't usually come around the food stall. You get to reach them out so people will know that you're there and you actually have something really good.
And what would you like the people to know about your food at Yande by the Sea?
Well, to come on out and get some fresh, healthy food every day. Fresh, healthy food.
Thank you very much. Can you start off by telling me your name and the company that you represent?
Okay, my name is Dwight Cross. I'm the executive chef of Carambola Beach Club.
Now, what have you brought here for this showcase today?
Okay, we brought two dishes. The first one we brought was, it's already gone. It was yam and bread pudding. And we served that with a little sweet topping on it, like a caramel sauce. But as you can see, it was very popular, so it's all finished. The second dish was yam and saltfish croquette. We served that with a vodka aioli, and you can try.
Okay. So, tell me about how it feels being a part of this showcase here today.
It feels very natural. We've been participating for the past 3 years, so it's something that we're used to.
And what do you have any special message for persons out there to tell them about the food at Carambola?
Yes, come down and try. I mean, we're always open to locals, foreigners, everybody is always welcome. The food is great. You can come and see for yourselves.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what's your name and the name of your company?
My name is Judah Farai. Our business is Ital Creation, located at Bypass Road, just right there in Lagrid Village.
Okay. And what foods have you brought to this showcase here today?
Well, today at Restaurant Week, we bring forward a yam pie filled with some split peas inside, some on top, and some seasoned squash.
And what's the response been like from the people here to your foods?
So far, I think the response is good. It's giving people an option that they can really eat healthy. Because we deal with vegan, that's a very healthy option. So so far people is loving it.
Okay. How do you feel being a part of this showcase here for Restaurant Week?
I feel very good. It helped me to get my business name out there, people to get to know about me, and people to get to know that there's a place in St. Kitts that can find healthy options.
Great. Yeah. What is the one thing you'd like to tell everyone about your business and the food that you serve?
Well, I'd just like to let everybody know that we are very unique. We are here to provide a healthy option, as I've been saying, for the people, not just St. Kitts, but everyone who visits St. Kitts, who are here in St. Kitts. A lot of people are getting sick, so to have a healthy option is really worth, giving us a try. Yeah. So, eating healthy is very good because in this time, a lot of people are getting sick. So, if you can try your best to eat healthy, don't forget Ital Creation.
Thank you very much. Tell me your name and the company that you're representing.
Opus Fine Wine Spirits, and my name is Sunil Dora.
Okay. Tell me about the products that you have here on display at the showcase.
We are doing the Italian section completely this year. So you have wines from Tuscan and you have wines from Verona region, the northern Italy. White wine, there are 2 white wines, 2 red wines, and a sparkling. The sparkling is a Prosecco, which is a brut. Usually Prosecco seems to be a little sweeter, but this time it's a complete dry one. And then we have 1 fruity wine, which is the Umbria fruity white wine. And then you have Villantinore Bianco. So they are blends of the wine, which we had actually introduced because it's the age of a blend.
How do you feel being a part of the showcase today?
Very nice. I mean, usually this is the 3rd year we've been doing with Restaurant. We've been partnering with Restaurant Week, offering a lot continuous discounts, doing the wine classes. So this year wine class is going to be at Carambola on the Saturday, the 29th. So if anybody wants to learn about the wine, they are most welcome.
And what's the one thing that you'd like to tell people about wine? Because I've heard, we spoke earlier, you said some people have some misconceptions about wine. What's the one message you want to get out there about wine?
Wine is one of the most beautiful experience anybody can have it in their life. It is not just an alcohol. It is not just a leisure. More health-wise also, it is very nice. It is not alone an alcohol. Anything in excessive is abuse. So if you be inside the boundary and consume it, it's more enjoyable. So it's related to the culture, that's all.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you start by telling me your name and the company that you represent?
Well, my name is Akil Glasgow, representing Jiggy Wine Productions out of Sunny Point, Hub City. Big up, yeah.
Tell me about Jiggy Wine.
Well, Jiggy Wine is a very popular wine in St. Kitts right now, more for the party, entertainment sections and stuff like that, not the sit-home type wine, more for partying and enjoying yourself type thing. Yeah, that's Jiggy Wine. We started since 2009, but we kind of cut off, came back on board in 2014, and yeah, that was it from there. Jiggy Wine.
So you said it's more of a laid back. So how would you say that? Would you say is the difference between your wine and the wine that we've seen over at Opus?
That type of wine is more for like the, if you want a wine and dine, you go out, you drink, you sit and that type of drink where you more like laid back home, out at a special event or stuff like that. But Jiggy Wine is more for the party and the soca, the dance, the events, the enjoy yourself type drink. That's what you're all about. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel being a part of the tasting showcase here at the Marriott?
Well, trust me, it's a privilege to be at such events and we really appreciate it. Feel real good, yeah, trust me.
What's the one thing you'd like the people to know about your product?
Well, it tastes good. It's very safe to drink. You're definitely going to enjoy yourself when you're drinking it. Yeah, just have a good time, set your soul free, Jiggy Wine, basically.
And it's all made here in St. Kitts?
Yeah, Sunny Point, yeah. I made it myself.
How did you start? How did you get into this in the first place?
Well, it was basically like seeing my cousin making wine. I was very intrigued. Then I went by one of my friends chilling out, and he just casually brought out some wine where he made, and I was really intrigued about it and, very curious. And from there, just started my own little experiments. And I just like the process of it. It makes you get humble and cool, that type of thing. And it just took off from there, just better and better the product. And now we have Jiggy Wine.
Okay. So what do you see as the future for Jiggy Wine?
Well, hopefully it could take over St. Kitts, Nevis, the whole Caribbean, for sure. Yeah, for sure. In the party segment, for sure. Yeah, that's our goals. Hoping to get you sometime, but yeah.
And if people wanted to learn more about Jiggy Wine?
Well, you could hit us up on Facebook, Jiggy Wine. Contact us 766-7474. Yeah, Akil Glasgow.
Thank you very much.
No problem, thank you too. Yeah, big up.
And we're continuing with a look at the local vendors that are being spotlighted here at the Tasting Showcase. And with me I have...
You have Damali, and my name, everybody call me Damali, and Angeles Davis, and Mama Earth Caribbean Taste is my product.
Very good. Now, tell me about Mama Earth and what exactly is your company all about?
Mama Earth is a natural product. It's deal with health. You know, our products is based on health food products, like the herbal teas. We have the herbal teas that help maintain your immune system and keep your body healthy. And also we have products like tamarind sauce. We have the juices made out of the natural fruits that grows on the trees here. We have tamarind juice, we have gooseberry, we have moringa tea, we have the all the different kind of teas. We also have skincare products, and they're made with essential oils, and essential oils are very healing. It's not like lotion. You put it on your skin if you have any kind of skin problem, and it will heal you.
Now, I noticed there's a big focus on natural and healthy ingredients. Why are you focusing so much on these types of ingredients and these types of products?
Well, you know, I'm vegetarian and we're Rastafarians. We don't eat any meat, and we are very healthy people. I can't remember the last time I ever had to go to a doctor. I also maintain my health through herbal products and the eating right, and I also like to share this knowledge with the general public.
How do you feel being a part of the Tasting Showcase here at the Marriott?
I feel great. I mean, you know, I'm trying to showcase my products and teach why I'm showcasing my product. And maybe a lot of people have came and tasted my products and they love them and they want to have them in their life.
Now, let me talk to the gentleman for a moment. Could you tell me your name, sir?
Well, my name is Rasai Clifford Davis, and here assisting my wife Empress Damali with her lovely products. I'm also engaged into farming and music, but I'm here to support a worthy cause of my wife promoting her products.
And how do you feel, you know, with your being associated with your wife and being a part of this Tasting Showcase here?
Well, you know, it's all about promotion of entrepreneurship. Because, you know, I'm an artist and entrepreneur. I have many different skills under my belt, but, you know, some of them stands out more than some are dormant, but those are most active is my music and farming, mechanics and these kind of stuff. But my wife, she's more into arts and crafts and health care for skin, health care for intakes, and to maintain a healthy diet.
So, what's the one thing that you would like everyone to know about your company and the products? What's the one message you'd like to get out to them?
Well, I would like to say prevention is better than cure. You know, so if you could use simple things that grows naturally around the island to maintain your health, then I think that you should take advantage of it.
Thank you. Now, the Tasting Showcase is about more than just food and wine. There are a number of other products being made right here in St. Kitts and Nevis that are being showcased. And with me, I have the lovely
Dale Kelly.
And what's the name of your company?
I have actually two entities. I have a gallery at Christoph Harbour, Dale Original Art and Style. I'm also the creative director for iFlamboyant. iFlamboyant is there to introduce all the artists of St. Kitts, bring them on board, train them, encourage them to produce some of the best art and craft in St. Kitts.
Now tell me about the products that you have brought here to showcase at this tasting showcase?
Okay, everyone knows me for my hats. I've sold hats all over the world, in Paris, France, Germany. I could go on and on. But I got my love of pottery 14 years ago while living in London, and I decided this is what I want to do. I want to come back to St. Kitts, make pots, make hats, and also bring a lot of wonderful artists on board with me to showcase what St. Kitts have to offer.
How do you feel being a part of the tasting showcase here today?
Oh, this tasting showcase, I've never had, I don't like yam. I hate yam. But after today, I am going to the market, I'm going to buy yam. I tasted some of the best yam dumplings, fritters, yam soup. We have to support local farmers, buy yam.
And what's the one thing you'd like people to know about your company and your creations?
One of the things about Dale Original Art and Style at Christopher Harbour Marina, everything we carry in that shop is locally made. Actually, forgive me, we have local, regional, and international, but our local product is of the best and highest quality that you can buy.
Well, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you so much.
Can you tell me your name and the name of your company, please?
My name is Karen Berry. I am the designer and producer of B. Karen Sea Glass Designs, all unique, one of a kind. Let the glass dictate what's going to happen with the design. I work in sterling, silver, and copper, and I like to say uniqueness is its own design element.
That's very interesting. Uniqueness is its own design element. Well, tell me, what have you brought here to be spotlighted at this showcase at the Marriott?
Basically, I have a collection that I worked on over this last season called Gone Fishing. And you'll see it's all based with a fish concept. The links look like fish hooks. Like I say, I let the glass dictate what the design is going to be. Sometimes I never know how it's going to look until I finish. I'm going to work on a step-by-step process, and the end result is unique every time. I never make the same piece twice.
Unique is definitely the word. How did you decide to choose this mode of craft?
When I moved to St. Kitts 20 years ago, I used to do a lot of beach combing and beach walking. I collect shells and glass, and I started wire wrapping the sea glass and the shells, and I found people really liked the sea glass and the colors. So I went from wire wrapping to drilling the glass to setting the glass in sterling and copper using soldering technique, and just kind of go from that.
Well, that's very interesting. Is there any message that you'd like people to know about your work and the things you create?
That it is one of a kind, handcrafted. Every link in every chain, every clasp is handmade. I don't buy any component units from a supplier and put them together. All made by hand and with lots of love and care.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
So we continue our interviews with the vendors here at the Tasting Showcase that are, not giving you food and drink, but they're showing you other aspects of the creative talents of the persons who reside here. And with me is the lovely
Carla Astafan.
And tell me about your company.
Well, I am the Potter's House St. Kitts, and I have been producing pottery for 24 long years. It's the only thing I've stuck with for that amount of time. And I started off many years ago, and now I'm here. Happy to feature here at Restaurant Week. I was invited by the Ministry of Tourism to be here. So, playing my part in promoting the event. It's a week that I like. I like eating out. So, I'm going to sample some of the foods around. My work is on display. This lead-free glazes. Beautiful pottery inspired by St. Kitts. You have the hibiscus, the breadfruit leaf. I should do yam, I should have done yam. Anyway, the dancing sugar cane, those are some of the designs that I've done for a number of years, and I continue to do. The visitors love them, and so, you know, they work, but yeah.
How do you feel being a part of the Restaurant Week Tasting Showcase today?
Oh, I loved it. I totally enjoyed it. I tasted yam in so many different ways, from yam chowder to yam pie to all sorts of yam things, yam hummus, you know, all of those things. I mean, and I drank a lot of wine, so if I'm talking gibberish.
You're doing fine, you're doing fine. I guess you could say you yam a lot today.
Yeah, I yammed a lot. Yes, definitely. Okay, so it was a nice gathering. As I said, happy to showcase my work, happy to be a part of it, hoping to take advantage of some of the prices. I looked at the list of restaurants taking part in this Restaurant Week, so I'm hoping to take my kids out and we go eat some yam some food somewhere.
Well, let's get back to you and your work. What's the one thing you'd like people to know about the work you do at the Potter's House?
Well, I work with clay. It's a very spiritual, endeavor. It's not just that, I'm sitting there day in, day out. So a lot of times I'm moved to when I want to work. It's a vibe, and I really enjoy it. Let me see, what else can I say? I love creating things with clay. I try sometimes to bring some new things to the fore. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. To me, I'm creating like God. Well,
that's great, and we hope to hear more from you in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason.
And we continue with our interviews, and with me I have Miss
Margaret James.
And tell me about your company.
I'm into crafting. I believe that ribbons can do more than just be tied in the hair, so that's what I create in different forms.
For persons who might not know, tell them the name of the company, where it's located, basic information.
Okay, the name of my company is MJ Tots, and temporarily I'm at home because I don't have a place to house my stuff. It's too expensive, so I'm at home, and I hope one of these days to be somewhere else.
Now, I see a lot of very intricately designed stuff over here. Did you hand make all of these?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Tell me about these pieces that we're seeing here on the pedestal.
Okay, these are headbands where I purchased the crocheted headbands, and then I use ribbons to enhance them so that the babies can look much prettier than just having their bare heads like that.
Would you say that much of your stuff is for babies or very young children?
It starts with the baby and go right up to the grown-ups. Depends on your likeness for your age.
Okay. So do you do custom designs or requests?
Sometimes they're mostly my designs.
Cool. How do you feel being a part of Restaurant Week's Tasting Showcase here today?
Oh, it was interesting. The tasting was filling, and being out among other people, being able to see other persons' craft is very good. I think it's something we should do just for the crafters, and we might just be, better known, especially to tourism. We do not do much of local craft. We depend more on having something done outside and brought back in from China. And I think if the crafters could provide their own creativity, it would be much better for the country.
What's the one thing you'd like people to know about your company? The one message you'd like to get out there?
Use your local stuff in every way you can. Support your local people and be very patriotic.
Thank you very much. And that's a wrap for the Tasting Showcase here at the Royal St. Kitts Marriott Resort. It's been quite an afternoon where we got to speak to a number of local providers, both food, drink, and non-consumable items. We saw lots of craft vendors and others who are just showcasing their talents here in St. Kitts. Now, this is all part of activities surrounding Restaurant Week 2017, which is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Tourism in cooperation with the Department of Agriculture. And the focus this year has been on yam. So, it's been an enjoyable event for me. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I'm Jason Davis for ZIZ TV.